Hey everyone, it's Jeremy again, back with another video. This is a video response for TaylorAnne's 3000 subbies. She posted a picture and you had to make a 3x4 card or a card, a Smashbook page, Project Life, pretty much anything as long as you used her picture as your inspiration, and she should be able to tell that you used that picture to inspire. Hopefully I'll be able to put a link to her page down below so you can also see that that picture. You can also just check her out at TaylorAnne here on YouTube. But without keeping this video long, I'm just going to go ahead and show you pretty much what my Smashbook page, that's what I chose to do, it's a Smashbook page. I'm hiding it with this stencil, but I did use this stencil on the page, as you can kind of already see a peekaboo. But let's just take this out of your way and you can kind of see some of the elements that I used from her inspirational picture was the wood grain as well as the splats. She also had a bit of, I guess it's sort of like the Dymo tape, but this is a washi tape that I have that just says surprise inside, and it's already in that same sort of style. So I went ahead and used that. And of course, some of the colors that were in the picture were the pinks and that light turquoise color. She also had this sort of blue, similar to this blue here, as well as there. So I kind of stuck with that. But I did do a lot of the splats. This is just using the stencil that I just showed you. I used the stencil with a chalk ink. So essentially, it was just these little guys right here. As well as the pinks and some of the blues out of this. And I just used them just kind of as a simple stencil and pounced on it. This right here was awesome how it turned out. And that was just with this particular color. I don't know if it'll focus, but it's Oasis Green, which I felt pulled real well. And also a lot of the elements that were on that inspiration page was, it wasn't necessarily a woman with her corset, but it was a woman with pink hair, and I had this in my stash of goodies, and that's one of the first things that I kind of thought of when I first saw it. So also flowers were a main element, and then she had a few, just different things throughout. Obviously the wood grain, the notebook paper, but I just stamped this image here. It says, imagination is more important than knowledge, for while knowledge defines all we currently know and understand, imagination leads us to all we might yet discover and create. And I'll kind of show you, sorry if I zoom in a little bit, and it's hard to tell on camera, but I stamped it and the image didn't actually come out very well right down in here, so I re-stamped on top of it, and it was a clear stamp, so it was kind of easy, but I didn't like how it double imaged right here. So to fix that, because I typically try to fix the issues with stamping sometimes, I just stamped it on a lighter piece of scrap from the notebook paper, and essentially just kind of, it's raised a little bit. It's just a little bit of foam tape that I used just to kind of cut out that, it's kind of the pop part of that stamp anyways. And then of course these little guys I've had forever just kind of laying around my desk. And they're just old Cane Company metal and typewriter key stickers. So of course I was trying to think of a little phrase that kind of worked, and I had this old canvas sticker, and I'm really trying to use up some of my stuff, all in coordinating, and this is in my orange Smashbook, which I hopefully will start making some videos just to show a flip through of some of them. But I just thought, try to grow, kind of went with the whole imagination and discovering and create, to tie that word back together. Now here's another little secret thing that I like to do a lot of times because I really like interaction in my books. I just cut a slit here and I ink the edges with a little bit of a purple just to kind of really make it stand out a little different. And of course the notebook paper is the main base that I used, but I glued it to this blue all before I adhered the whole page to my book. So I kind of worked like a scrapbook style in my in this particular Smashbook. And in that slit I just kind of made it just the right size to tuck in this little flashcard. And it said, I wrote the my crafty and the little es, and they are, I kind of made it a little grammatical correction, I guess, my crafty goddesses. Because it already had goddess on there, and it says she is larger than life, and I changed it to they are larger than life. And I kind of just wrote a little message on there, and this is pretty much to all of you inspirational YouTubies. It says, there are so many crafty women in my life, and I truly look to them for all sorts of inspiration. They help me far more than they will ever know. Thank you all, your crafty goddesses. Or thank you all, you crafty goddesses. I guess I kind of read that wrong, but I just put the date and my little initials, which actually form a butterfly. But I'm going to just kind of, show you that I just tucked that back in here. And this was my page for you, Taylor Ann. I hope that you can tell that I was inspired by your picture. Not necessarily directly, but I did kind of just pull some of the elements in there. And this is just another washi tape that I used back here with some epoxy dots, as well as up here. And these are just a couple of different sheets, and I inked the edges on pretty much everything. I kind of, for some reason, have this problem with the white edges of paper. But on the notebook paper, I kind of used almost all the different colors of inks that I used. And I really like how the chalk ink turns out on the stamping, or with the stencil. It actually did really, really well. And I did it all over the background, and then I just made basically the page. But there's a part here, there, and pretty much everywhere you kind of see. And of course there are more of it underneath here, and I didn't even think about it, that I was going to cover most of it. I just kind of went wild with the inking. There's also this pink splat here that's kind of hidden in it, but it actually is pretty awesome how it turned out as well. But there you go. That's my page for TaylorAnne's Subbie Challenge. I hope that you guys like it, and if so, like, subscribe, and comment below. Hopefully, all's well with you. Thank you. Have a good one.